Hello. Sorry for the time slash break stuff. Can you hear me okay? Sorry, I literally was just washing my face and then decided that it would be a good idea to drink like my body weight in water. Let me unpin this message. There we go. How's everybody doing? Feel good? Hi! My goodness, that's a speedy chat. Did I not put slow chat on? Let's see if I can put slow chat on. My lord, guys. I might have to go into YouTube to do that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare your puppy. Okay, I swear, every time that I think I've got live streaming down, it's as soon as it starts that I'm like, oh wait, hold on a minute. Here's this thing that I didn't do that I'm supposed to do. Why is it not telling me I'm live streaming? Take me to my own channel. Live, yes I am. I don't want to hear myself. I don't want to hear myself. I don't want to know about that. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Why is it showing as a video when I want to manage it as a live stream? Because that's what's going on. Why is this a thing? Hold the phone. Live control room, that's what I want. Okay. Stream info, yes. Analytics, no, that's not what I want. I'm learning. I'm learning as we're going. Stream health. No. Where's my slow chat option, guys? Because I can't find it. Every damn time. I swear we go through this every time. Thank you for the super chat. Community moderation? No, that's not it. Is it better? Did somebody do it? Hit edit near the title. I did, I can't see it. Can't see it being an option. It's just showing as though it's a video. Slow mode! I found it. Okay. Hold on, you're getting 60 seconds of slow mode. There you go. Sorry about that. Better? There we go. That should be fine. Hopefully. Right. How are we doing, everybody? Can shut that down now. Hi. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody's day been? Yes, this will be saved so you can watch it later on the channel. Slow fast, the new worst emotion. That's just ADHD. Hello everybody, hello mods. How many countries have we visited? I'm not sure. That's a very good question. Well, we visited America. We visited Wales. We visited France, Spain, Jamaica, Tenerife, Poland, Belgium, Austria, and probably some other places. Pronoun check. They, them, please. Feeling weirdly dysphoric the last couple of days. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Let me read that. Yeah, we went to Jamaica when we were much, much younger. Let me just check this super chat. Hi, Ghostel. Hope your day is going good. Good to see you live. Question. How do you know when you've had a split or a new alter form in your experience? Well, usually... sometimes I'll hear about it from other alters, and it'll be like, there's this person who's floating around. I think they're new, like we don't recognize him. And I'll be like, oh, alright, keep me updated on if anything happens with that. Sometimes it will be... This is not a good time to start dissociating. I've literally just turned the stream on. Sometimes it will be like... You'll feel a different kind of energy. Like sometimes when alters are communicating, it's not necessarily words. Sometimes it's like a push of energy or intention or feeling, or just you just know what's being communicated without necessarily it being words. You know, sometimes it's feeling that and being like, well, that's absolutely a different person. It's an unfamiliar energy that you're not used to. Sometimes you see them. I'm saying you, this is obviously in our experience. Sometimes we see them. Notes, videos, voice recordings, messages in the chat that we use to talk to each other. So we use Antar, which is an app that we use to communicate with each other. It's really, really easy to use. I highly recommend it. How's your mental health been lately? Been better, babe, but we're okay. We're actually okay. I thought that we were really not going to be okay. I feel like if Nin had experienced the last couple of weeks, we would absolutely not be okay. We would probably be in hospital, but I am fine. Like, I'm fine. I feel like I'm pressing on that too much to the point where it sounds like I'm definitely not fine. Hi, baby. Hi, Mango. Come up here. Hold on. Here. Come here. Hi. You want to say hello to everybody? Kitten. Here she is. This is Mango. Hi, Mango. Hi, baby. Say hello to the stream. You probably can't hear it, but she's purring. God. She's so soft. Where's your sister? Where's your sister? Where's your sister? So Mango is about 4 months old. You want to go down? Whee! Mango is about 4 months old, and my head is really busy. We've got, if you saw our most recent video, did the quality drop? I'm sorry. It's Kaya that's out at the minute, but with other... What are you doing? With 2 other people. So if you saw our most recent video, you will know that we have had 2 new splits within the last, by this point, probably 3 weeks. And they've been very, 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 very helpful. Like, extremely helpful. And they are with me the majority of... Pick up and chat at the moment. It's just a chat. Yeah, sorry about that. It might be my Wi-Fi. Yeah, so they are, or at least one of them is here with me. They have both made appearances on TickTock, which I was not expecting at all. So one of them's going by R. You can call him Red if you want. That's the name that he's picked to go by online. And the other one's going by Kem. They're both he, him, boys, men, and they're very, very helpful. Meg! Meg, who were you? What were you dressed as? Meg, managed to meet you guys at MCM last year. Would you consider going again? Maybe? Maybe, I'm not sure. Potentially. Who were you? We remember everybody that we met, but we're really, really bad with names. But there were a couple of people, but we kept it together when we met you. And we tried to keep it together when we met you. And then as soon as you left, we were like crying. Like we broke down. You can ask Nyla, who's in chat. Hi Nyla, what Nyla, who was with us. We just had a small cry because we got so emotional about it. Yeah, it's Kem, like Kem. Do you have any hair growing / hair care tips? We use hair protector every time we dry our hair. We don't do anything special with our hair, just shampoo and conditioner. What is that? It's a bit of a leaf. No? It's a bit of cardboard. Were you chewing on cardboard? And you've dropped it on my neck? Is that what's happened here? I see. That's her fault. Yeah, we use hair protector every time we dry hair, just shampoo and condition, and we use hair oil as well right before we dry our hair. And we don't style it, we don't straighten it or curl it. Are alters able to heal in the inner world? Yeah. Yeah. Alters can heal in the inner world. How's the new primary protector settling in? So, R, or Red, is, we thought, was maybe potentially going to step in as primary protector. And I'm not sure. I feel like maybe he is. We will see. We will see. But I definitely think that both Red and Kem are my personal protectors. They hang around me a lot. And we've formed a bond really, really, really fast. Really quick. And they've been really helping me specifically, which is great. Hi Kaya, I have OSDD-B, sorry, and I'm really struggling with denial, and I was wondering if it's normal for alters to completely disappear for days at a time. Yes, sometimes we don't hear from alters for months or years, and that doesn't necessarily mean they've gone dormant. Sometimes it's just like they're in a different part of the inner world, or there are other alters who are much, much closer to the front, especially if it's, you know, during different kind of trauma times. For example, Mara was around really regularly for a while, and then we slipped into December, like October, November, December, January. All the winter months, February too, are trauma heavy for us, and we've had a lot more trauma holding alters that deal with that specific trauma near the front for that period of time. So we just have not heard from Mara pretty much at all for like a couple months. She's not gone dormant, she's still around. I just haven't heard from her. So yeah, don't worry about it at all. It's normal. Hi everyone, glad to catch you live. How do you deal with your head being too busy to do something that you really need to get done, but you just can't? That's really hard. That's really hard. And I'm sorry, because that is so frustrating. We can relate to that massively. Sometimes don't force it. Even if you really, really need to get something done, just taking a small break and trying to communicate through the mess in your head, if it is because of other alters, is a good idea. Sometimes if you just try and keep pushing through when your head is really, really busy, the sort of denial and pushing it away and pushing down emotions and communication that's coming through, like there's a reason your head is busy, that can cause us to go into flashbacks or make other alters feel unheard. So we find personally that it helps to be like, okay, well, hold on a minute, put everything else down, your health always has to come first, and be like, okay, what the hell is going on? You know, what's the issue? Is there something I can do about it? Is it something that I'm not supposed to know about because I'm host? I'm assuming that you're host. Am I allowed to know, or do I really just need to focus on grounding and distracting? And if it is something that you need to talk to the other people who are around about, sitting down, for example, with Antar, and if you're co-fronting rapid switching or co-con, it can be really easy to have real-time conversations. Obviously, that depends on how easy it is for you to be co-con and co-fronting, because other times it will take days, weeks, months, or even years to get a response from whoever you're trying to get to. But if it's really, really busy, rapid switching, it can be almost instantaneous communication, for us at least, with the point that we've reached in our healing. which obviously we've been actively working on this for a very, very long time now, with minimal distraction, because it's what our work and life revolves around. So, for example, this is a beautiful patchwork. My face is really red right now, but I promise this is actually the match, a relatively close match to our skin. My face is just really red. Yes, Mango is our new cat, and yes, Nyla is also here. How do you deal with BPD mood swings? Try and acknowledge when you're having them that this mood could change very, very quickly, especially if you keep hold on, I wasn't feeling like this a minute ago, I wasn't feeling like this an hour ago. This might be my BPD. I know it feels really, really strong. It feels really overwhelming and it feels really real, and the emotion is real. But it might not last, and just try and remove yourself from whatever it's triggered that switch in emotion. So, for example, if you're around someone and they're triggering really strong switches of emotion, I would remove yourself from that situation as quickly as you can, otherwise you might actually split on them, as in BPD split rather than DID split. So that's when your opinion of someone switches, like black and white. So you can go from feeling like you've got, one person who's your favourite person in the world and you absolutely adore them and you completely love them and they're all sunshine and roses and the best person in the world, and then they do something to upset you and it's an instantaneous switch and you forget everything positive, all the positive experiences just for a minute or a bit, and they're the worst person in the world, they're horrible, I hate them, rather than it just being a little bit of a switch of emotion to, oh, I'm really disappointed, that's really gross and horrible and I don't like that they did that. It's your whole view of their entire person changes completely into they're awful, horrible, I don't like them at all. It's very intense and difficult for both parties. But I also think that that's what BPD has, there's so much stigma around that part of it specifically. And when you're explaining it, sometimes it sounds a lot scarier and a lot worse than it is. You can learn to control it and you can learn to live with it and be able to acknowledge it when it's happening. And generally just reflecting on it, keeping your mouth shut for a minute before, you need to have a chance to settle, for your emotions to settle and to get into a non-triggered headspace. Again, I'm not a pro on BPD, but somebody we used to know 3 years ago, people are apparently saying, okay, I want to clear this up right now. Apparently, somebody has said that we have been publicly defending someone online, and we haven't. As far as we're concerned, that ended 3 years ago. There has been nothing new. We're not involved in anything else. We don't want to hear about it because it's extremely triggering and it's just not true. So, back 3 years ago when they were in our life, 3 years ago, they had BPD. And when we were learning how to cope with that, because we did live together at the time, that was a big learning curve for us. We had also been diagnosed with DID, but we had complete amnesia for it, or at least most of us did. The main fronters did. So we didn't have our own memories and experiences to fall back on. And when we were learning about how their BPD worked, honestly, the most helpful thing was to sit down and listen to them. So, no, it's not true. It's not true. That's why there's no evidence anywhere, because it's just not true. Just completely. Anyway, we would sit down and have full conversations about it. So I'd honestly recommend anyone, any close friend, relationship, whatever, if they have oh my god, the difference in the redness of my skin and the colour of this foundation is insane. You can tell I'm really hyperactive at the minute, and it's made our skin flush up. We do have rosacea anyway. This covers it completely. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Highly recommend it. It also blends really well. Got cat fur in my mouth. Yeah, I recommend sitting down with anyone who's in your life, who's important to you, who has a different diagnosis or a different disorder to you, and just sit down and like have a full discussion about it. Like, you don't have to be invasive about it, but sorry, I've got cat hair like everywhere. And just be like, okay, well, here's something that's worrying me. In theory, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen. It doesn't mean that I'm blaming you and being like, well, this is going to happen now because it's got your diagnosis and I don't like that, blah, 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 blah. Just sit down. Hi, Sasha. Oh, you sound lovely. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. And thank you for being here for so long. Good luck with college. You're going to be just fine. Honest, you're going to be fine. You can do it. We believe in you. Yeah, have a sit down and be like, go through everything together. You don't have to be invasive about their past with it or their healing or anything like that, but you can be like, okay, well, I've read this online. Is this something that affects you? How does this disorder present in you? Because not everyone will present with the same disorder in the exact same way, especially with disorders like BPD and DID. Yeah, everyone with BPD is different. Exactly, like Nyla says. Have a conversation. For real. If you're worried about something and you don't talk about it, you're only going to work it up in your head, and it might not even be relevant to the situation at all. It might be something that has never affected this other person, or a symptom that, you know, they've fully worked through in therapy. And talking about things before they happen is always a good idea. So being like, okay, well, I know that you experienced these symptoms. If this were to happen, how would you like me to deal with the situation? How can I best support you? Or being like, if this were to happen, I want to be able to support you in the best way that I can, but this is going to be extremely difficult for me, and it might trigger me, or I might not be able to be around you when this happens. How can we both make sure that we're both getting the support we need without being in the same vicinity? Is there any, for example, helplines or resources that you'd recommend for me to reach out to so I can take care of myself while you're taking care of yourself? All things like that. Talk about your issues with your friends and your partners. Okay, let me catch these super chats. Thank you for all the super chats, by the way. How do you cope with the fear of rejection BPD causes? Fairly certain I have it, and it's hard not to feel like my friends are bored or upset with me. The loneliness is also really rough for me. We can relate to the loneliness. I'm really sorry. The way I see it is I don't like looking at diagnoses like BPD as a disorder. It's a trauma response. It's the way that your personality and your brain has developed to cope with growing up with trauma, right? Or experiencing trauma. The less affected you are by those trauma responses, the more healing you do, and the safer you feel, the easier it will be to control those responses. I honestly think that a lot about accepting your BPD and your reactions to certain environments has to do with your confidence in yourself and knowing that you can handle it. And a lot of that will come from getting the support you need. Getting the treatment, if you can afford the treatment. If you can't afford a therapist at the moment, do some research on DBT therapy, group exercises. You can get workbooks and things like that to work through it. The more confident you feel that you can handle yourself, the easier it will be for you. Your BPD doesn't define you as a person. It doesn't necessarily mean that other people are going to judge you. And if your friends are bored of you, then better friends are going to be around who won't be bored of you. That's a personality mix issue, not necessarily a you issue. And people grow apart. People change all the time. All the time. It does not mean that you're a bad person or you're a bad friend or you're not interesting. Nothing like that at all. So don't let it get to you. Why do I look like a ghost? I literally look like I've put chalk on my face. When did we get another cat? We got another cat December. We got Mango in December. It wasn't planned. There was a lady really, really nearby us, like literally, like right near us, who'd had some ragdoll kittens, and we were like, oh my god, oh god, let's go see the kittens, because she was right next door. So we went to go see the kittens and just absolutely freaking fell in love with Mango. Like, she was falling asleep in our arms and just like wanted to cuddle and purring, and I was like, oh my god. And another thing that we've been thinking about for a while is we've been working or thinking a lot at least about our agoraphobia, and one of the things stopping us from making progress there was we didn't want to go outside and leave Seraphina on her own in the house, because she's so used to us being around all the time, and she is an indoor cat. All ragdolls are, or the majority of ragdolls are, they're bred to be indoor cats. So she'd be on her own, not knowing where I've gone, you know, when I'm going to come back, and we'd be stressing the whole time, is Seraphina okay? We miss Seraphina, you know, and it just added another layer of stress that kind of prevented us from making progress in that healing. So we were like, if we got another kitten, not only would it be really, really helpful for us, because obviously sometimes Seraphina wants a space, Seraphina doesn't have anyone to play with, she plays with us, but our energy is limited, very limited, as someone with BPD, someone with, what's it called? Oh my god, brain fart. Our energy is really low all the time, a lot of physical pain. ME, that's it, sorry, ME. If you're talking to me, I can't hear you. What was I talking about? Chronic fatigue or ME, that's it, thank you. Someone's talking or having a conversation or interacting, like, right, like, not close enough for me to actually be able to hear what the hell is going on, but enough so that it's distracting me. Like, it's pulling my attention away. I also missed a super chat, let me go back. Hi Kaya, I'm not a system and I don't have DID, but I've learned so much from watching your videos and want to show my support. Thank you so much for staying true to yourself and your entire system. Thank you so much. And we recognise you. We always recognise you. Thank you for being here for so long. We really appreciate it. And Light Pillar, hi from Thailand. Hi Anna. I always watch your videos, but this is the first time I joined the chat because of the time zone. Thank you for the good content stuff from Thailand. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for being here. Hope you're having fun. Thank you for the hydration check. I have some water up here somewhere. What was I talking about before that? Oh, the cats. So yeah, we thought that would help because they'd be able to play with each other when we're not able to play with her. So she'd have more fulfilled experience. Also, Seraphina is a kitten herself. Mango is almost literally within a couple of days a year younger than Mango. So they'd be able to grow up together, being very similar ages, and we'd be able to progress in our healing because we'd feel more comfortable, theoretically more confident, going outside knowing that our poor baby is at home alone with no one to play with, no one to talk to, wondering where their parents are. What the hell are you saying? This is really bothering me. I'm being laughed at, but I've got no idea what's going on. Why am I going to put that up there? Apparently I'm going to put this up there. Okay. We're having bad storms here, which makes me so anxious, and this is a very welcome distraction. This is a safe place. No storms can reach you here. If that makes you feel better, then believe it. But yes, yeah, we got her in December. I'm sorry, Keely, did we miss a super chat? Or Rowena, sorry, Rowena. What colour was your super chat? I can't see it. Can anybody tell me what Keely's, what the super chat was? What Rowena's super chat was? Ask me again and I'll keep an eye out for you. You don't have to super chat it, I'll keep an eye out for your... What was Meg's cosplay? need to know. It only shows me the last 3 super chats, unfortunately. I'm really sorry I missed it. I will be able to go back after the stream and check. Bit of cat fur floating around. Hi, gorgeous. You come to do a little sleep. Another lovely thing about Mango is that Seraphina, as she's got older, she doesn't... She's not so keen on being cuddled. Like, she's never really loved being picked up or being on you, but she loves to be near you and cuddle, like, near you. And how long does it take for 2 alters to create a TikTok was a super chat? Got it. Depends on the alters. If there are alters that are fronting relatively regularly, it can be... It depends, like, how we're doing mentally. And whether we're using TikTok as a distraction or whether we're focusing on other things or whether they have like a really busy job. No, you didn't make me overwhelmed. It was just like emotional because it was really nice to meet you. What was I talking about? I've lost my train of thought again. I'm sorry. We see a lot of other DID systems do like almost daily live streams and stuff, and we have no idea how they do it. We're not... You named... you bought a saxophone and named it Chloe in honor of us? That's amazing. Thank you so much. I love that. I'm honored, man. No thought, only Milky Way magic stars. I love Milky Way magic stars. TikTok 2 alters, thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, honestly, it really, really does depend. I've sent Mara so many things that she can do with TikTok. Like, so many. I think our messages to each other are literally just me sending a million sounds and examples of things. But then there are also some that, like, I or Nin had set up to do that have just never been... like, just never... It's never happened. So honestly, it does depend on the alter. Can be minutes to hours to... Is Chloe a dead name? I consider it, if you are referring to our system, knowing that we're a system, and you're not talking about Chloe as in the specific alter Chloe who no longer exists. So for example, in past tense, then yeah, if you call us Chloe, we consider it to be a dead name, because as long as you're aware of our DID and you know who we are, then you know that nobody in our system uses the name Chloe. It was the name given to us at birth, the one alter stuck with because she didn't know about her DID, and that alter no longer exists. So none of us go by the name Chloe. I don't go by the name Chloe. So yeah, like, we use it in public and stuff like that because it's our legal name, because we don't want to out ourselves as a DID system and it doesn't match up with our legal paperwork. The same way I'd assume that some people who are trans but stealth, you know, that aren't out as trans necessarily or don't want to tell everybody that they're trans might still go by their dead names. Okay, I'm going to address this again. We've addressed this before. We never downplayed the drawings. There's a comment here that says, why were you downplaying Pinata's drawings by saying they weren't kids? They were 15 to 16. That's still children. Yes, and we addressed that literally in the comments days or so afterwards, because when we said that, we'd been filming for like 3.5 hours at that point, and we were so dissociated and triggered that the way we said it didn't come out as well as we wanted it to. We didn't mean to dismiss anything or downplay it. We just meant to be like, when we thought of, and I know where this has come from now as well, we thought that, like when people use that word, the trigger warning, when people use the term CP, our brain immediately goes to the kind of age that we were, at least some of the time, which was much, much, much younger than that. Much younger. So when we were hearing the term CP, we were thinking of much younger ages, and we just assumed that everyone else, and this is wrong, we assumed that everyone else would also be seeing and hearing, oh, it's CP, and immediately thought, oh, that's like a 3-year-old. And we just wanted to clarify, no, that's not what the drawings were. They were like aged up 15 to 16-year-olds. It doesn't make it okay. That's why we've been saying repeatedly for 3 years, it is not okay. We've never once said that it's okay. Always the opposite. And everybody who knows that that whole situation was so traumatic and difficult for us that it literally shattered our whole system. So for people who go out there and are like, oh, you're defending them, or you've been defending them, or you're an apologist or whatever, have not been fucking paying attention for the last 3 years. So, yeah, no, bullshit. Bull fucking shit. We are not the person you're angry at. Stop trying to take it out on us, because the person you're angry at isn't available for you to harass. Just because we were the closest to that situation, we found out at the same time everyone else did. And we were closer to and more affected by it than probably anyone else in the world. It wasn't our fault. So you need to stop taking it out on us. And stop re-traumatizing us. Because we didn't do that. We never said it was okay. It's not okay. And it's also not okay for you to take that anger out on us, harass us for 3 years, or get violent with us. Because we're not them, and we never were them. You need to let us move on. And that's the last thing we'll say on it. The last couple of weeks have been shit. But, yes. I'd say just go and look at the comments where we said that on the video, but obviously Braided Bunch was like, oh, remove the video because we don't like you anymore. So we can't even tell you to do that, but that video is being transcribed at the minute. And, you know, it's happening, so you'll be able to see everything we said in those 4 hours. And we're also gonna attach the video itself, but with Braided Bunch clipped out of it. So you'll be able to see that we haven't changed the transcription or any words, because you'll be able to see, if you want to, the video of what we're saying and then the words of what we're saying, but nothing that Braided said in it. So if anybody's going to be like, oh, it's taking so long because they're changing it to make themselves seem better or something like that, you'll be able to play them side by side so you can see this exact same thing. But we are, obviously, it's really, really long. It was 4 hours of straight talking, so it's like probably going to be over 100,000 words or something like that. It's fucking long. And we're trying to order it to make it look clear and like easy to follow, so that if people want to, you know, look at one particular thing, they'll be able to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm not interested in any of this, but I want to know about what happened here, and then they can like click and it will take you to that bit. I've just realised that I don't have my contour stuff here, so my face is going to look real flat, but that's okay. We'll do something more fun. Yeah, new year, in with the new year and out with the old. Let yourself fucking grow as a person. Question. Actually, I'm going to go back to Super Chats in case I missed anything. I've been hearing inside head voices for very long and I can't figure out what it is. I've researched so much, but I'm wondering if it's partial DID. Can you talk about what it's like to hear alters? So, I can't tell you what it would be like as an OSDD system or a partial DID system. The quality should bounce back. I would recommend refreshing. It's probably our Wi-Fi, I'm sorry about that. Thank you. It takes over 20 minutes to transcribe even 4 minutes of audio. Yeah, and also, obviously, we're not the ones transcribing it, but we will have to go through and check everything. So, for the person who's transcribing it, it's a lot of really specialised terms and random words and names and stuff, so it's going to take even longer than like an average conversation, because it's all a really specific and specialised discussion that also involves extremely triggering and complex topics. So it's taking fucking ages, which is fine. It needs to. It's not because the transcriber isn't quick or good at their job. It's literally because it's a very, very big project to ask somebody to take on. What's it like to hear voices in DID for us? Like I said, it's kind of like pushes of intention a lot of the time, rather than actual words. But sometimes it does sound like actual words. Sometimes I'll hear things and they come through so clearly that I think that somebody external has said something. And I'll interrupt something and be like, what did you say? Or I'll turn around like someone's called my name. And it's actually just something that's come through really freaking clear from inside. Also, something really, really weird that literally just popped into my head. Can somebody tell me if any other systems experience this? Yes, hydration check, everybody. Yeah, but they're not a professional court transcriber who's trained in legalese or, DID specific terms. They also have other work and other jobs and their own life. What was I talking about? Yeah, let me know if any other systems experience this. Have you ever had, like, you can see things where it's like alters can push either memories or images, or you get sort of like a layover of something over what you're actually seeing? I remember very vividly when I was, God, I must have been like 14 or 15. And I remember this because I wrote it in my diary, and it was such like a, oh my God, weird thing that I've never forgotten it. And this is obviously I'm glad you get it too. It's not just us then. Like way, 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 way before we had any idea that we had anything like DID, or like literally way before. And there's this guy that Chloe had had a crush on for a couple of years, and we were told, I remember this so vividly, we were queuing up to go into our science classroom, the science classes, and we were talking to somebody who knew that we had a crush on him, and they were like, I just had a conversation with this person, and he said, like, I'm really, really sorry, but he said that he did like you back. And I was like, he what? Because obviously we'd been interested in him for like 3 years. It was extremely like puppy love. It was literally probably just a really intense platonic affection, but we were like, oh, it's probably we're gonna be in love. But it had gone on for a long time. And we were like, what do you mean? Like, what? Tell me everything. And she was like, yeah, he said that he liked you for like a year until like a couple of weeks ago. And I remember like falling into a really dissociative state. And I remember the world sort of almost looking like it was going like slightly wavy or slightly turning, and almost like a flash of text, like it felt like a PowerPoint presentation or something, go over my eyes, like an overlay or a filter that just said it's too late. And I remember pretty much nothing else of that day. So somebody was obviously really affected by that. I think it was probably Nadia, if it wasn't Chloe, because Nadia felt everything really strong. And it was literally just like, oh, we've missed our chance. Like, we could have been together for a year because we both liked each other, but we didn't know it. And as of literally a couple of weeks ago, it's now too late. But I remember that. So sometimes it can be like hearing a voice. Sometimes it's like white noise with bits of stuff that you can pick out. Sometimes it's intention and energy and pushes, or you just know what's being said. You experience that too? Thank God. I don't think I've ever talked about that before. Yeah, heavy visual. Yeah, when the room is shrunk. Yeah, we've got that too. Almost like a hallway, like shrinking and stuff. Yeah, it was a bit ouch. It was a bit ouch, but I mean, we dealt with it really well, I think, considering we were like 14 and experiencing some pretty horrific abuse that Chloe didn't really know about. But yes, somebody in our comment section asked if we could do a makeup thing around sort of like, they said like blues and lavenders and like colours for pale skin, because they have really, really pale skin. So I don't know how this is going to look on our skin, but we'll try. We're going to go in with Zomer, which apparently means summer in Dutch, I think. That one, to deepen the crease a little bit. And then we're going to use some blues and things. Blues? Some blues and things. Hi from California. Can you access the inner world better than Chloe and Nin could? And does it still scare you like it scared Chloe? It doesn't scare me like it scared Chloe. After Nina integrated with Chloe, it still freaked out Nin a bit, but Nina used to hang around in the lower levels of the mansion in the inner world. So that was more familiar and less spooky and creepy, because she knew what it was like, and we also had generally a better reputation amongst the persecutors because Nina had been one of them and was close to them. But at the same time, we knew a bit better some of the things that went on down there, which made it scarier. So it was like a bit of both. See you later, Nyla. It's... I don't really go in there that much anymore, because I feel like my role as host, more so than ever, really, really needs me in front. Like, really, I need to be real here, fully here, and know that everyone else can take care of themselves. Which I think is another reason why our body stepped in and was like, okay, there's some serious gaps in your functioning right now. Without some protectors or a primary protector or somebody like Kyle who can go easily between the front space and the host with a good understanding of what's going on with the host and in the front, and back and forth between there and the inner world, and have just as much sway over what's going on and understanding of what's going on in the inner world as they do over what's going on in the front. Because that was Kyle's role. He dealt with so many things in the inner world, but he could also like come and go really easily, was really close to Nin and Chloe. At least at some points he was really close to Chloe. And we haven't had that. So the less I've tried to force myself into taking on multiple roles that are just, I wouldn't be able to do it, it's unsustainable, the more our brain has started to do things to fill in for that discrepancy and make sure that we can function in the way that we need to, in a way that will keep us safe and healthy. Hence, we have dismissed the pinned comment in Streamlabs, so I don't know why it's showing up on YouTube. Sorry. Yeah. I do sometimes see, I guess you could call it like a portal. I don't know where it is like physically in the inner world. I think it's in a completely separate space of what I imagine to be our consciousness, like how I visualize it. But whenever I think about the subsystem, it's always just this really white light, like a white, not necessarily like a circle, but like a white light. With the two altars that I do know from there, the two gatekeepers / protectors of that system standing in front of it, and sometimes I can speak to them. But other than that, I don't really go in there much, but I look in there sometimes. Not in subsystem, in our inner world system. Not a wall, it's like a really bright glowing mist. Or a haze or something. I think you have more communication between altars now than a month ago. After everything that happened in 2020 and 2021, like I said earlier, our system completely shattered, and there were so many changes to our system that pretty much all the progress that we'd made over the last couple of years, really hard-earned process, was lost, just because all the communication that we'd gained and understanding of our alters and their roles and traumas and stuff, it all changed. Because everything just completely fragmented up. Our mind broke, basically. Our heart broke, our soul broke, our mind broke, everything just completely shattered. And we had to start again. But we had the knowledge, like we already had the building blocks, and some of our alters are still the same, like Ruby, Jade, Sally, Omega, all them they're all still there. Gregory, Mike, Jake, there are loads of us that are still the same. But it was big changes. So I think that with the 2 new alters that we've got now, Chem and Red, that I think that I've made more progress in communication within the last month, probably, than we have done within the last year. Mara also has helped. The communication with Mara and defending Mara and Mara setting up her own channel, that improved communication so much. That also improved trust so much. It reduced self-harm because Mara was, being able to put her attention into things that were less destructive. And let her get out her emotions and her experiences in a healthy way. So that was helpful. And I think that reflected on other alters in the system, because they were like, oh, the host and other protectors will actually listen to me. And, maybe we can actually do something that's a bit better. So I think that all that helped. So yes and no. Yes and no. Do you ever struggle with new alters taking over roles? Does it feel insensitive given they're so new, or does it happen naturally? Most of the time it happens naturally, but sometimes it is like a calculated decision. Like when we were trying to fill in for the gap that Kyle left, we all had to talk about it and sort of split up bits of the roles. So that was done purposefully. But for example, with Red maybe taking over a primary protector-like role, he reminds me a lot of how I was as Kyle, but also completely different. He has the traits that he needs to be a good primary protector. And I trust him. Weirdly, well, it's not weird actually considering, but I have a really deep trust and a really deep connection already to Red and Chem. And that's partially because they were familiar to me before they ever broke off. Slash formed, split, however you want to put it. So I don't feel like they're stepping on toes. There have been... I vividly remember Ruby being really... not... I mean, she was angry, but she wasn't necessarily angry at me, but she was angry at me. Kyle is part of you, it's part of you, why do you say he left? You should have acquired his characteristics. Yeah, I did. He's in me. But I can't do his role and my role. So Nin's role and eventually Kyle's role when we were starting to fuse were host. That's one of the biggest roles within the system. Primary protector, I would say, is the biggest role within a system, next to gatekeeper. You can't do both at the same time, because for one you need to be inside a lot, and for one you need to be in the body a lot. So even though I am Kyle, and I have a lot of his personality, his experiences, his memories and stuff like that, I am still him, just different, improved, new, I can't do what he did. Because I'm not the same as Kyle. And I am in the host role. Sorry, excuse me. You got squares? No. Why? Let me know if that changes anything. Hold on. I'll be with you in a minute. I'm troubleshooting. Oh. Hang on. I promise I do know what I'm doing. I'm just not doing it very well. Can you see me? Did I fix it? Are we back? I'm sorry, the wire fell out. There we go. Hopefully, that should be back, and you should be able to see me again. Just let me know. I shall just wait. Hello. Sorry about that. We had a wire fall out because one of our kittens was batting at it. In the lovely way they do, because they like to play with things they shouldn't be playing with. Okay, this is gonna be experimental, okay? This eye look I'm doing. I'm picking up a colour called Slasher. It's a really dark plum purple colour. Slasher, right at the top. There. And I'm gonna use that to darken the crease. So we're gonna go from like a peach colour to a purple colour to a blue to like a silver. But we're keeping it light, so we're transitioning shades and stuff. This is so damn pigmented. That's way harsher than I thought it was going to be. I've never used this colour before, I don't think. It's so pretty though. He's a pretty boy. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm not doing it very well, famous last words. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Let me check this super chat. Just want to send a little bit of support and thank you for the wonderful videos you've been giving to us over the years. Been watching since 2019 but been too shy to say hello until now. Much love. Well, it's lovely to hear from you. And thank you for being with us for so long. Yeah, kittens were like, stream, excuse me, no. You can only pay attention to me. Valid, to be honest. I'm a delight, who could blame them? How's everybody feeling today? Has everybody got like a drink and stuff? Is everybody chilling? There's no way it's frozen again, for real. Ugh. I'm sorry. If it is being a bit stupid, I'd recommend just refreshing. Oh, by the way, we have something to tell you about. So, we have been taken on as an advisor for a project. There is an incredible lady who, her name is Rachel. So we'll start with that. Her name is Rachel. And she is extremely passionate about creating a feature-length film about someone with the ID. And we've heard things like this before. But the thing that really stuck out to us when Rachel approached us was that she'd already got Remy and some other advisors on board. So she's got Remy, who's got 30 years of experience with dissociative disorders, who was past president of the ISSTD, the International Society for the Study of Trauma and Dissociation, and past director, I think this might be the other way around, for the ESTD or ESSD or something like that, the European one. And he's also the director of the Pottergate Centre and the first person to diagnose us, right? So he's extremely, extremely experienced, like pretty much dedicated his whole life to working with people with DID and studying DID and educating about DID. And obviously we know him personally. And she said, I've already got him on board as an advisor, so I want to do this right. And she also has a therapist on board who works with EDMR and trauma, and she's also going to be advising. And I think she's also brought another advisor who may or may not be coming on board, who's another DID system. And she approached me and was like, I'd really like you guys to be able to help me by letting me know whether this is offensive or realistic or what it would actually be like in your experience. Because she really wants to make a difference and create something that is real, that actually reflects something that systems would go through and reflects how not just difficult, also incredible the brain has to be and why DID exists, rather than just another horror movie or trope-filled, inaccurate, stigmatized, or, you know, oh, let's brush all the nasty stuff under the rug type media. It's a fictional story, but what she's run over with me is insane. Like, really, we were so impressed with the skeleton for the film. Like, phenomenal. She was telling us things that would happen in it, and we'd have to stop her on the Skype call and be like, that's actually happened to us. We've never spoken about it online, but we've actually literally experienced that. So that is realistic. And we've never seen, you know, stuff like this be talked about in a movie before. And talking about things that go on. I can't say anything specific, but there's stuff that I really want to tell you that's freaking amazing. Anyway, her name is Rachel. And the movie is going to be called Rachel and I will give you a link to it. It's it needs to be funded, is the thing. So she's got a Greenlight page where you can read like all about it and what she's doing with it and what's it going to be about. And it's called Jenny And. So go look up Jenny And on greenlit.com. I will leave a link when this is uploaded to find it. But yeah, greenlit.com, search for Jenny And. That's GENNY and. And it's about her and her alters, but it's also not going to be like, oh, it's Jenny and her alters. It goes into the whole process of Jenny realizing that she is an alter. Like, it goes all the way through. Oh man, I'm so excited about it. I'm just like, I've never seen somebody take it so seriously and be so passionate about it. And yeah, that's it. Celine has left the link. Go look at it. Go pledge to it if you want to see this happen, because it's fundraising to get the funds, right? To get it started. But I really think that if we can get the funds, this will be so incredible for people with DID and to get a more realistic representation of it out there. I'm like heated about it. But yeah, if you would like to see something like that, a full feature-length film, bitch, go support it. Rachel, also, her name is Rachel De Fontes. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. But you can also find her on Instagram and stuff too. So highly, highly recommend staying updated with that. Highly. Do all of the alters front as much? There's some alters who don't front at all. Yeah, there are some alters who are pretty much exclusively like internal protectors. There are some that only front at certain times of year. There are some that very, very rarely front, and some that never front at all. Dealing with internal stress and struggle and internal healing is just as important as external healing. If you don't know what I'm doing right now, I've picked up a really dark blue colour called Amsterdam. It's like a navy blue. And I'm really lightly putting that here and deepening the crease again. So now we've got a peach colour, a purple colour, and a dark blue indigo colour to deepen the crease. Did the link get pinned? Yes. Apparently not. Hold on. I'm trying. I'm clicking the button and the button's not. Could a wonderful mod please pin the link? I know Nyla's posted it, Selena's posted it, but it won't let me pin it. I'm clicking the double link, the bruh. Please. Please. But yeah, definitely go and check that out. It'll also be really nice to be able to speak to Remy again. And the other therapist. And the other system who potentially may be coming on board. I'm thrilled. And it's the first time we've accepted an opportunity like this. We've been offered before. But this is the first time that we've been like, oh wow, okay, the ball is already rolling here. They're really taking it seriously. YouTube isn't wanting to behave. Okay, hold on. Let's see what I can do. This is a really attractive pose. You're welcome. I feel beautiful. I look so beautiful. And I think that this is the look for me. Maybe I should just carry around a brush in my mouth all the time. You know? I think that that's just who I'm gonna be now. Hold on. I'm trying to pin it on mobile because I think that's how I did it before. No! I did this earlier. I pinned one earlier. Why won't I even pin it? What's happening? Why is my life like this? Ugh. Open in web browser. Okay. Hold on, I may be able to do it now. Okay. Replace pinned message. Ah! There you go. There you go. Did it. Go click on that link and check that out. Once you get to it, you need to scroll up and then a little box will come up underneath that will give you all the other information. I have that TickTock sound in my head that's just, oh, fuck it, give me that damn bucket, and just over and over and over again. Nothing else. Just that. Just that. Which is fine, I suppose. I just don't know why. I do not know why. Okay, now I'm going to take Amsterdam a little bit lower, because it's going to be eventually covered by a much lighter, sparklier blue. Beautiful new blue. Do you ever just hear the most fucking bizarre shit that other alters are saying? Because I just heard Mike say, we might as well be Prince Harry, because I too am oscillating between sensitive and extremely traumatized. I'm gonna leave that with you. I'm just gonna leave that information there. I'm just gonna leave it there. Yep. You know. Moving on. Hello, for those of you who've just joined the live stream, I'm so sorry that you joined for that. How are you? How was your day? Mike's exposed me enough times. This is the sort of shit that I hear from him when he's close. It's always completely fucking unhinged or really depressing or nowhere. There's no in between. with Mike. Me and Mike used to hate each other, by the way. Like, Chloe and Mike used to hate each other. Like, viscerally hate each other, and now we're just like bros. Just with the meme bros of the system. That and Red is so much of like a meme lad. It's crazy, but it's just us. The rest of the system hates it and is completely humiliated by the three of us. So we only have each other. We only have each other. Okay, that's darker. Good, okay. Shall we progress? What do we think? Do you want me to put slow mode on for longer than 60 seconds, Nyla? Do all the alters have agoraphobia, or can other alters front and get stuff done? The majority of us have agoraphobia. I don't really know how this works, but I feel like the brain as a whole has agoraphobia, and then different alters are more affected by it than others. But half the time it's like we forget that the external world exists. Unless we're told that we have permission to go outside, or have something that we need to go outside for, specifically to meet somebody that we know is safe. If it's an appointment or something, that's completely different, and we will still potentially not go. We just forget that the external world exists. Our house is the world. We forget that we can leave. We forget that the garden is something we can go into. We forget that it's like living in we feel like we live in a video game, and it's like it just hasn't rendered. It's not been unlocked yet. It's not an option, and it's not even in our head. And then when we do think about it, it's just terror. Who are we going to run into? Who could harm us? What if we get kidnapped again? What if somebody recognizes us and has it out for us? Which is why even things that are framed as jokes they're not, especially with a history of harassment and abuse and stuff like that, is not a joke. So we were starting to go over that and be like, okay, well, it's unlikely that somebody's actually going to attack us if they see us, and, you know, like, it will be fine. But we have had people run into us, like, in really, really lowly populated areas and be like, oh my god, it's Dissociated. And it's like, oh, holy shit. Do they hate me? Are they somebody who hates me? Are we gonna have an argument? Are they gonna try and confront us about something? Are we gonna get triggered? What if it's somebody from a past? What if they've been hired by somebody from a past? You know, and it's just a lot. Yeah, the outside world is an extremely hard dungeon, I guess you could say. Like, we're almost always living in... Are people weird about it IRL? Sometimes? Check super chat. We don't have any super chats that we can click on right now. I'm sorry. No, I don't mind being approached by fans from online, as long as you're, like, give us some warning that you're coming up to us. So we had somebody once, and I'm not upset about this, but I'd prefer that not happen in that way again, but it was okay, and it was lovely to meet you if you're watching. But somebody came up to us, and we're quite short, we're about 5'1"ish, and they came up to us, and it was a guy, but he was younger than us, but a lot taller than us, and he came up and he was like, oh my god, it's Dissociated, and he kind of jogged to us. It was in a train station, and we were walking, and he sort of jogged to us, and it was sort of from behind / to the side, so he probably saw us, like, looking up at the boards to read from the things, and then we turned our head again, and he was coming, like, that way, like, from slightly behind / to our left, and went in for a hug. That would be fine as long as you let us know that's what you're doing. But all I saw was a man running at us who knew who we were and then wrapping his arms around us, and I panicked. But he let go really fast. I wasn't like, get off! I just like froze for a minute and was like, ah, jeez. And I was like, oh my gosh, hi, because he was smiling, which was like, oh my goodness, you know, I watch your videos all the time. So I knew it was safe and it was okay. But we panicked at first. Woo! As long as you let us know and we see you coming, or you say, like, excuse me, are you dissociated or something like that, that's absolutely fine. Just please don't put your hands on us without asking. And especially if you're in a male body, as in like assigned male at birth, or cis man or something who's a lot taller than us, the likelihood of us getting triggered if we're startled by you is higher. So please just be aware. That doesn't mean that you can't approach us. Just please be aware that if we are startled, we may get a bit triggered. So yeah, feel free to approach us. It's just that is we're already quite anxious generally before we're outside of our own house. If we're with other people, that's a fantastic time to approach us, honestly, because we'll feel even safer. And yeah. Oh, when we met at the NCM, that was amazing. Yeah, it was so lovely meeting you as well. That's literally fine. It was really nice. Thank you. We are doing makeup together. We're working on it. Yeah, it was Nyla who was with me when you met us. Has it become more difficult to do makeup when you fused? Since I remember Kyle wasn't particularly good at it. Yes. This is so frustrating because it's like whatever talent I had is gone. I have the knowledge and I've been getting better at it as, you know, I do makeup for videos. But Jesus, Lord above, it's like I know how to do it and I feel like I'm doing it the same way. But it just doesn't happen right. Like, I feel like I'm doing it the same way I usually would, but it just looks like shit. Or I make stupid mistakes and I'm like, why has this happened? And I just forget things. Or for some reason it like fucks up. Yes, it's harder for me now. So, yes. Will you ever talk about your main childhood abusers online? Pick an age. Honestly, pick an age, because I don't know who our main childhood abusers are, because there were different groups all through. There was, maybe shouldn't think about this because I'll get triggered. I don't know everything still, but I know that there was at least one group. I don't really know much about this. When we were around 3 to 4 years old. Ooh, okay, yeah, we're leaving that alone. And then there was other people through childhood as well when we were a bit older than 3 to 4, and throughout then all the way up to like 20. And then there was specific men and specific boys in our sort of pre-teens and teens, and then various external people as well who were also singularly abusers. And then more. So I don't know. And also there was like multiple groups of people abusing us separately in separate places at the same period of our life. So for example, we could go to kindergarten and be abused there, and then go somewhere else and there would be a different group of people who weren't like interacting with each other. It wasn't all planned, like, oh, let's all these groups of people abuse the same child. Sorry, trigger warning. I don't know. There's just too much, and there's a lot that I still don't know of. Or like I know that something happened at this age and that a group of people were involved, but I don't know what actually happened, you know? Don't worry, after like the last week I had, I'm completely emotionally removed from everything. right now. I'm fine. I don't feel like I'm gonna get triggered. So that's a complicated question to answer. I feel like it would be for a lot of systems. If you were to ask, like, what's your trauma? Not only is that something that you really, really shouldn't ask, because in the nicest possible way, and I'm not saying this to tell you off, but it isn't any of anyone's business what someone else's trauma is. Like, at all. This is now a colour called Plot Twist, which is a really light baby blue. But also because with, like, complex disorders like DID, there's often various points in play, and it can be really easy to accidentally trigger someone, and also you might not know what that trauma is. Sometimes it's not full memories, sometimes it's just, you know, something really, really bad happened, or you'll get flashes or feelings or something, but you don't have specific understandings. For other times it is, yeah, I know what happened, I have like full memories, like bits of it, especially if you're a bit older, or somebody's admitted to it, or you have video recordings of it or something, like, obviously depending on what kind of situation you're in. For other people with DID, it's not always abuse, it can be like medical trauma, which I guess could be well, that is, depending, sometimes it's abuse, sometimes it's just trauma. Natural disasters and things like that. So yeah, it's not a good question to ask, and it's not necessarily safe for the people you're asking to answer. So just bear that in mind. There are a lot, well, not a lot, but, well, yeah, I mean, there are people who are open about it, and I'd say if you want to know about things like that, go to the people who are already open about it, who've made books about it or spoken about it on their channels and stuff like that, because they've willingly shared their story, and they've done it in a place, in a situation where they feel safe to do it. What are we thinking of this so far, by the way, guys? Give your opinion. Is Seraphina in the background? That is Mango. Hi, Mango. He's a pretty girl. Seraphina is on the floor over there. Hi, baby. Fluffy girl. Do you want to see Seraphina? Does Seraphina lick your salt lamp? I don't think either of them do. Mango tried once and was like, oh, I don't like that. Hold on. Oh, it's a big roll. Yeah. She's an enormous girl. So you saw the size of Mango comparatively. This is Seraphina. She's a very big girl. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Look at the camera. Hi. Good girl. Hi. And Mango is... You can't see it, but she's there. They're both chilling out in the room together. Yeah. I've got hair in my mouth. Oh, I missed a super chat. You are also strong, and the channel has helped me a lot, so Ty, I'm glad that it's helped. I'm really, really glad. And, yes, she has grown, and she's gonna get bigger. She's big. Do the kitties interact with alters differently? Yes. Haven't noticed it so much with Mango yet. Better Seraphina. One thing that we've definitely noticed repeatedly is that Seraphina doesn't love being picked up, right? Mango does. Mango is totally fine with being picked up and carried around. Serafina will tolerate it for a short period of time. Especially if she's sleepy, she's generally alright with it then. But she will let the littles hold her for a significantly longer amount of time. And she won't complain about it either, like she will with others. She'll let you know when she wants to be let down, like she did just then, and I let her down immediately, obviously. Because you listen to what your animals want. Animals' consent is important too. But with littles, she will let them do cuddles for significantly longer periods of time. I genuinely think that she can tell. They can both tell. Mango is a lot more, like, she will come up to us faster and more insistently than Serafina if we're getting triggered or upset. The other day, actually, literally, I think this was either yesterday or the day before yesterday, we started having a flashback. And Mango, for the first time, climbed up our back and, like, laid herself across the back of our shoulders. Like, with her head here, like, purring and, like, rubbing her head against our like, cheek, I suppose. And it was like a big, warm blanket. Mr. Super Chat question. I'm sorry. Yeah, spam it if we missed it. I'm so sorry. And that was so sweet. And it's like they can tell, honestly. I genuinely think that they can tell. I'm actually really liking this makeup. It looks really soft. It is very bi pride at the minute. It's going to be more icy blue at the minute. What are we thinking? I've got Ivy, which is like a white silver glitter. But I've also got Mama Tutorials, which is like a aqua blue glittery shimmer. What I was initially going to do is put like the blue glitter here and then the icy glitter sort of here. Or I could just stick to the white glitter. What do we think? Do you foresee full integration in your future? Is that something you're working towards? Integration? Yes. Fusion? No. It was lovely to see you. Thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you have a wonderful time, my love. Have a great day. And, yeah, so it's not... We don't have a long-term aim except be... Someone in our head just said, good. Be good. Like, integration would be, I assume, is the aim for most systems, not final fusion, just integration as in the lowering of amnesia barriers, being able to communicate smoothly and easily, generally being on the same terms and working towards functional multiplicity. That's what I mean by integration in that term. The more time goes on, the more I think maybe I wish I was fully fused. But then I think about it and I'm like, why do I feel like that? And it's not for me, it's for other people's comfort. And then as soon as I click that, I'm like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that anymore. We don't change ourselves or make aims and goals specifically to fit around other people's comfort. We do it because of what is best for us and what will make us happiest. So you draw a line under that as soon as you notice it. Thank you for this super chat, Emily. Talking about bi pride, do your alters have different tastes? Sexualities? Or, I mean, yes, for both. Yeah, so I'm complicated. I am asexual, aromantic, and only have a aesthetic, almost, my aesthetic preference is women. It's complicated because I don't feel romantic. I'm on the bloody spectrum, okay? I'm on I'm on the asexual aromantic spectrum. Yes. Others have various different sexualities in our system. I missed a super chat. Thank you for letting me know. The only ones I can see are both ones that I've already answered, including Emily's one. Who'd I miss? If I do miss any super chats, could mods please copy paste so that I can see them? Is there a story behind your cat's names? Serafina came with her name. Mango the Littles chose. We knew that we had to get her because as soon as we met her, the Littles named her. They were like, this is Mango and she's ours. And we were like, shit, alright. And then it was Mary again, who was like, yep, this is our decision. She's coming home with us because it's healthy. And we were all like, okay. Alright. I mean, we did obviously put a lot of thought into it. But yeah, she was like, yeah, sure. You can have her. So we did. Okay, I will. Oh, hi, Vibe Tribe. Yeah, we recognise you from TikTok. I'm not sure if I've seen a duet from you, though. I'll have to check. Sorry. But yes, we do recognise you. Yeah, we have Mango. Mango's our new kitten. What question did you try to ask? Oh, Emily, it didn't come through with a question from you. It was just blank. I'm sorry, Emily. Super chat. The only super chat I can see is from SMH, which was a while ago, and we replied to that one. And then Emily's one came up, but it was blank. I'm looking through Streamlabs. I'm sorry if it's not connecting up as well as it should be. That's a great idea for mods. Mods, have you considered making a shared doc with Kaya for super chats so they don't time out? We can definitely set something like that up for whatever live we do next. Mango is a found another super chat. Mango is a ragdoll just like Serafina, which is why we went to see them, because we were like, oh, maybe Serafina's. You missed my super chat. Do you feel you were treated well in mental health hospital and by mental health professionals in general? No. No, I don't. Honestly. No, not really. Oh, I tried to ask my question with super chat, didn't go through, but asking what strategies you and your system use to manage panic attacks / stress / anxiety. Thank both of you for letting me know. That was Emily's super chat. Okay, got it. Manage panic attacks / stress and anxiety. Honestly, what we do when we're having panic attacks, or when you're with someone who's having a panic attack, we use the same methods that we talked about in our how to help somebody who's having a flashback video. So I'd recommend looking at that and doing those things to yourself or repeating them to yourself. For anxiety and stress, remove yourself from the situation as much as you can. So if this is something that's happening online, or let's say at work, as soon as you get home or as soon as you stop that, I'm assuming it's maybe 9 to 5, leave it at work as much as you can. Don't check your emails. Don't bring it home with you. Don't do anything like that. Leave as much of that situation as you can where it is, and try not to like spend your time off preparing and psyching yourself up to go back, because it will just go and go and go and go like that, and that way you don't get a break from it. When you are stressed and panicky, I don't know if you're a DID system or not, but for us, music is a really, really good way to help change our emotions or settle our emotions. Also, essential oils, because it really does snap our brain into different like spaces, thoughts. and like training yourself with oils. So for example, when you feel really happy or really, really calm, smelling a particular oil, and then when you smell it again when you're in a panic state, it should bring your mind back to releasing those feelings that you've associated with it, which are of calm, safety, happiness, and that sort of thing. Do you think you will ever do a convention / meet and greet someday? I'm from the US, would love to do a meet and greet, not sure it's in y'all's plans. We did do, thank you, Bahisav? Bodhisattva? Sorry, I'm making a fool of myself. Bodhisattva? I'm really sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Bodhisattva? That sounds wrong. Thank you, that's very cute. And we did one back in 2019. And that's the only one we've ever done, and that was wonderful. We'd love to do one again now that we feel it's safer. We don't have any plans to, because we don't really have anyone to do it with. We'd feel a bit uncomfortable doing it like by ourselves, just for safety reasons, like even if there was security and stuff there. I know that there is one going, we won't be there because that's an American thing, but for you, if you want to meet other systems in America, there is one that is being run by the A system, and a good few other systems in America are trying to fund to do a meet and greet out there, and you can find information on the A systems, like TickTock, and other systems that are going. I think the Treehouse system is going, or sorry, the Thought House system. I think they changed their system name actually. I can't remember. But yeah, go to any of those, any of the sort of TickTock US DID systems, and you'll find information about that there. But yeah, we don't have any plans, but I'd love to. It's the bitch I hope tree you do TikTok. You hope you what? It's the bitch I hope tree you do tick too. I'm so sorry, I have no idea if that's gone right over my head. I've got no clue. Do you use Simply Plural or other DID social media that you'd be comfortable with sharing? We want to connect with other systems. We don't, I'm sorry. We tend to keep to ourselves. The most communication we do with other systems in general, other than systems that we're actually friends with, which is a very small group. It's literally like, it's 2 systems. We're friends, properly friends with 2 systems, just because drama in the community. But no, we don't. I'm really sorry. Yeah, the most we interact with other systems is honestly in TikTok comments. We're working on it. We're very traumatized. Which kitty has the softest, floofiest fur? Okay, the softest is Mango, and the floofiest is Seraphina. Just a quick question. I'm a student paramedic and was wondering what is the best way to treat someone who had DID during a bad time. Acknowledge, if they know they have DID, or even if they don't really, acknowledge which alter is out. Say ask, and make sure you ask what their specific triggers are. Don't get angry with them if they're dissociating. I vividly remember being in a mental health hospital in 2020, and I was so fucking triggered. I think Omega had just switched back in, and she trigger warning for like self-harm in a hospital. Omega had been hitting her head on a wall, and when she went back in a little while later, I fronted and went pretty much completely catatonic, and I was sitting on a chair in a hallway, and this nurse passed, and she was trying to get my attention and get me to speak to her, and obviously I couldn't, because I couldn't move. I couldn't even move my eyes, but I could hear everything she was saying. And she was getting angry and angry and angry that I wasn't responding, but I wasn't ignoring her. I'm ill. I'm in a mental hospital because I'm sick. You know, you can't expect me to act like a healthy person would. If I'm not responding, there's a reason for it. And she just got really angry about it, and then she sort of stood up really fast because she was like leaning over to speak to me on this chair while she was standing up, and she like scoffed really loudly and walked past me, and there was like a door next to me, and she slammed the door. I can understand that it gets frustrating. It must be extremely frustrating, especially with, you know, long hours, low pay, and difficult patients a lot of the time. But try to keep your anger in check, because that just triggered us way more. Not saying you'd do anything like that, but yeah, keep in mind the symptoms. Do your research on DID, catatonia and stuff like that. If a patient gives you something to read about how to deal with them specifically, read it. Also, in the hospital I was in 2020, one of the hospitals I was in 2020, there was another DID system there. I've told this story before, but I still think it's funny that we went in there and we were absolutely terrified that we would be recognised, because this was 2020 and we felt like everybody knew who we were and everybody was out to get us. And all the staff, while we were quarantining and stuff like that, because this was during the height of COVID, we had to stay in our room for 3 days. And they were all like, until our test came back, COVID test, and they were all like, she's obviously just really, really paranoid. No one's gonna know who you are. I don't have a fucking clue who you are. Nobody's out to get you, you know, that sort of thing. No one in here is gonna recognise you. We're in a small town, with like a small group of people in this mental health hospital attached to the hospital. No one's gonna know who you are. First day I get let out onto the ward after my test comes back clear, my COVID test. We're all queuing up for breakfast. So literally within the first 5 minutes of me being let out, this other woman comes up to me and goes, "Excuse me, are you dissociative?" We were like, "I fucking told you." And staff were like, "Oh shit, well, we can't keep calling her just paranoid now." And I was like, I wasn't bloody lying about it. I've not made this up in my head. But anyway, this system was extremely experienced with other mental health hospitals. We learned a lot about what we know from them about how to advocate for ourselves in a mental health hospital situation. And she had like created and printed off a whole like small leaflet and given it to the staff about, if I'm acting like this, here is what you should do. If I'm acting like this, for example, a little is out, blah, blah, blah. And there was a period of time where it was just me and her in a room together. And a nurse came in and they had gone catatonic as well. We weren't at the time, but they were. And this nurse was like doing everything wrong. Because I'm pretty sure it had been a little out before they went catatonic, so I was pretty sure it was still a little there. And it had been detailed in this leaflet that she'd given how the staff should act in that situation. And one of them was, don't get in our face, do not touch us, and all things like that. And I said to the nurse, I was like, do you know about DID? And she was really dismissive and was like, yeah. Like, yeah, like she doesn't listen to me at all. And I was like, okay, so you know what a little is, yeah? And she was like, yes. And I was like, can you explain to me what a little is? She couldn't. She had no idea what she was doing. And I was like, okay, well, have you read her leaflet about how to approach her? Because, you know, she's given it in, and, you know, it tells you exactly what she needs right now from a professional, and what not to do to make it worse. Have you read it? And again, she was like, yes, while she was going ahead and starting to touch her and stuff like that. And I said, well, I know you haven't, because it says in it, do not touch her while she's dissociating. And I had to get up and put my whole body between her and this other system, because as soon as she started touching her on her arms and getting too close to other parts of her body, she started shaking. And she obviously still couldn't move. And I was trying so hard to stay calm with this woman. And it's just like, look, just because we're in need of care and we're sick doesn't mean we're stupid. You still have to listen to what we say. Yes, some of us may not be in a good mental place at all. Some of us, what we say isn't going to make sense and we're not going to be lucid. Other people are. You still have a duty of care. Do not lie to your patients. Do not lie about other patients to other patients. And don't abuse your power. There were a lot of people in there who did abuse their power. There were some people who, and again, if I hadn't spoken to this other system who told me about like what the rules were, how you can advocate for yourself and what the law is, I would not have been able to do what I did in this next situation, where I was being told that I had to take this other medication, this medication that made us really, it was not good for us, basically. It was horrific. And I said, I'm not taking it anymore. I need to, I need to try something else. That was really, really bad. Made us a lot worse. And she was like, no, you have to take it. And I was like, no, I do not have to take it. And she was like, yes, you do. You're in care. You need to take it. And I said, no, I do not need to take it. I think for that one, we went in multiple times. But on this occasion, we weren't sectioned. We went in voluntarily, which meant that by law, they could not force us to take that medication. If we were sectioned, they could force us to, and they would have forced us to. And I had to literally read off my rights to her so that she wouldn't force me to take this medication. And I honestly think that it was because I was so lucid at that period of time. And I was so firm with her, and I was keeping her eye contact, and obviously we were quite well spoken. She listened to me. I think if I had been anything other than what I am, less privileged, spoke differently, maybe even had a different skin colour, because this was an old white woman, I genuinely think that they probably would have forced us to take that medication, maybe called us uncooperative, potentially could have got the booty juice and stuff like that. It's so easy to abuse your power in situations like that. Please don't. We were very lucky. And, in other situations, we weren't as lucky. But, yeah. If you're going into a mental health hospital, it can really help. But please make sure you know your rights. It's not somewhere you can just go and they're going to take care of you. It's still you taking care of yourself. Like, yeah, they're going to make sure you eat, and yeah, they're going to make sure you take your medicine, and you're not going to be able to harm yourself as easily. But it's not like being cared for, Be careful. But don't let that put you off. Okay, Lotus, hi. Many of my autists struggle with finding time for themselves and planning ahead for their own agenda. They'd make plans. Ow! Ow! Jesus! You've got sharp claws! That's my sock! Oi! No, that's attached to me, what you're playing with. That's my sock! What are you doing? Get out of it. She's in... I've got, like, this little, like, heated shoe for my foot. And she's in it. With one of my feet. Like, she's... Mango! Oh my god, she's so cute. I can't believe you're small enough to do that. What are you doing? Yes, that's right. You get out of there. Gotcha. Yes, it's my toy. It's my hand. Oh, there he was. It's my hair. This is Mango, for people who didn't know about Mango. That's your own tail. Your own tail. What do you think of the makeup? Where's your girl? Any tips for this? Yes. Even if you're not making like full plans, if there's something that somebody wants to do when they're out, if you do communicate, for example, by Antar like we do, or by books, note messages, write it down, put it somewhere so that other people can know when you are making plans, whoever's fronting, that, okay, at some point this week, XXX would like to do this, so maybe in a couple of weeks we can plan that in. Sorry, excuse me. I know it's difficult because you can't predict who's going to be out when, but that at least helps so that everyone has some idea of that somebody wants to do this thing at some point, If they have a date or an aim, that's even better. Okay, hold on. Super chats. Oh, sugar. I know, I missed the super chats, I'm sorry. I'm scrolling back up to get to them. Oh, meow! That's still my foot. Okay, there we go. Andrea, my cat keeps destroying my Animal Crossing puzzle. Do you have any funny cat stories? Sorry for relentlessness from certain people you get. Thank you, appreciate that. Funny cat stories. Ma'am? Right now, she is still attacking my foot. Yes, there was at one point, Mango, literally this morning, Mango was really, really, really bothering. Ah, hey, that's my leg! That's my leg! She was bothering Serafina. She was bothering Serafina. And, she was sort of jumping over her and rolling over her and stuff like that. Serafina was starting to get irate about it. So I sat up really fast because we were in bed. I sat up really fast and was, hey! That's my lamp! Basically what happened was she rolled a bit too thoroughly. Serafina kicked her legs out and booted her off the side of the bed. And she went sort of flying in this beautiful, very graceful arc and just flew off the edge of the bed like Mufasa in Simba. She was absolutely fine. But, I mean, you deserved that, don't you, a little bit? You were bothering your sister? He boot you off the bed? But yeah, she was fine. Jax, my faith in you has never wavered. Pleased you're here. Thank you. I'm happy you're here too. Hi, you're very cool. Thank you, Dark Blue Diamond. You're very cool too, I'm sure. Samantha's super chat. What would you say to someone who constantly asks, who are you, who is out? I often find it difficult to know. Is it healthy for the system to be constantly asked this? We don't like being constantly asked that, and we used to think that we should. Honestly, it's okay to say, I don't know. And if it's starting to bother you or stress you out, I would say just let them know, like, honestly, most of the time when you ask me this, I don't know. How about I just tell you who's out when I know who's out? Or, ow, Mango! No, that's my foot in that booty. That booty is for my feet, not a toy. My sock! Get off! Mango! She's got my sock! Mango! It's like in the... She thinks it's a toy because she's in a boot. Hold on. I'm gonna try and pull the boot. She's literally inside. Oh my god, you are so cute! Yes, you rascal. That's actually my skin you have there. Thank you. You see this? She's inside it. Now, what you doing? That was what my foot was in. So she thought my foot was a toy inside of it. Alas, it was not. What? What are you trying to do? No, that's still my hand. Oh god! No, I'm not a toy. I'm not a toy. Are you staying in there, or do you want me to help you get out? I wish you could see this right now. She's so cute. Thank you for the kisses. You have so many toys to play with. She's not got her claws out, she's playing. And she can easily get out if she wants to. She can just jump to there. There's a little table there. You want out? Like that. She's just jumped out. Okay? My cheeky girl. Yes, you are. She's in her zoomies. Yeah, that is what I would say. their response about Bobo's videos in their community tab, yeah, basically all we said was we're not going to bring any other attention to it. We just said, look, we're aware of what they've said about us. This has been an ongoing harassment situation for like the last 3 years. And we're safe. Don't worry about us, we're handling it. So we posted that basically to let people know that it's all right, so people weren't worried. Well, I mean, it's not all right. It's absolutely not all right. But we are all right. We're safe. That was the point. And we got a lovely message that got caught in our community tab being completely gaslit over it by another system in the community. Which I was going to leave a response to it, but then I thought, I'm not even gonna, bother giving my attention to it, because they were like, oh, you're manipulative for using her name. And I was like, for saying that we're safe and not to worry about us? How is that manipulative? You're going after us rather than the person who said that they want to physically assault us and then framed it as a joke after they've been harassing us for 3 years. But we're the problem. All right. And the funny thing is that they appeared in our... and then they gave us unsolicited advice on how we should be managing our reputation, and that we were suggesting to our audience that they're dangerous and that they absolutely wouldn't hurt us. They've been hurting us for the last 3 years. They were attacking us online while we were in hospital after unaliving. They're absolutely an issue. Like, it was absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable, and we've seen them in some of our streams relatively recently as well. And one of them we noticed, we popped them in, and I said, oh, I'm surprised that you were here. I didn't think you liked us. You're not welcome here. Don't try and give us unsolicited advice on how to maintain our reputation. We are more worried about maintaining our safety and, the laws that protect us and stuff like that. We were there supporting that system when that system first started their channel. We supported them from the start as they were literally birthing their channel, and then they came to us to say, this is how you should maintain your reputation, because you're manipulating your audience by telling our audience that we're safe and not to worry about us and that everything will continue as usual. Please. Anyway. I want to donate my hair for children with cancer. That's amazing. But I'm getting nervous now that it's almost time. Do you have any tips? There is no rush. If you're getting nervous and you're uncomfortable about it, I would say wait, think about it, and be like, is this something that I really want to do? Yes, it would be an amazing thing to do, but if you're not sure about it, don't force yourself into a decision just because you're on a timeline. But also I'd say think about what would make you happiest in the long run. Would you feel better keeping things as they are? Well, you're comfortable, you're confident, and you're safe in what you're experiencing? Or would it make you feel better to know that you did something for other people who needed it? Weigh it up. And don't guilt trip yourself either. Don't be like, oh, because I changed my mind, I must be a bad person or something like that. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that. You don't have to do this. It would be a wonderful thing to do if you did, but it would also be a really impressive thing if you were honest with yourself about what would really feel best for you, because you matter too. You matter just as much. I'm sorry if that's not very helpful. I'm going through super chats, don't worry. Gia and Nyla are phenomenal. Also Celine, of course. I have a question. May I know your email address again? I wasn't sure if you got your email. Yes, sorry. It is contact@DissociaDID.com. I didn't get your email. I'm sorry. Everyone calls me Bodhi for short. If someone is... oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm more than happy to try and learn to pronounce your name properly, though, because, I mean, it's your name. You deserve to have it pronounced properly. So... if someone is labelled with DID and they are in denial, could it have negative effects? Yes, because it can be hurtful and frustrating for other alters if the host is in denial of their existence. And it can have a negative impact going forward when you then try and create a positive relationship with them because you were in denial for so long. It's very complicated. Okay. I'm catching up on the super chats. Any times your boundaries were respected well? Actually, yes. Yes. Gia has respected our boundaries really, really well. Also, Nyla. And these are the reasons why we're still friends. Because... Yes? Can I help you? We put down boundaries, easy to follow boundaries, actually the same boundaries that we've had issues with other people crossing that led to our friendships deteriorating. Because neither Gia nor Nyla has ever been upset by us putting in boundaries that are there to protect ourselves. Because they don't care about anything other than our friendship and both of our safeties. Their safety and our safety. They don't have any other reasons to be friends with us. No ulterior motive, no trying to, you know, access our channel or anything like that. They care about us and what we can provide to them. And honestly, that's the biggest difference that we've seen between people who have not accepted our boundaries and have repeatedly crossed them, and we've then had drama with because they didn't take that well, and people who have respected our boundaries that we have really healthy friendships with. It's really honestly just been a difference between, do you care about us as people or do you care about what we can give to you because of what we have? So also, yeah, big up, honestly, all our mods are fucking amazing. Keely, did I miss your question again? Did I miss another question from Keely? I'm sorry. My littles love your makeup. I'm so glad, thank you. I've got distracted answering questions. I will check with Nyla for Miss Super Chats before ending the stream, Gia, thank you. There are just so many. Somebody asked about funny cat stories and Mango is just Mango. Aliane sends the best, thank you. Sending best wishes back. I hope you're doing well. I'm scrolling through to see if I missed any other super chats. What changes have you made in your home to make your place safe and comforting? Do you have to baby proof for the littles? Not really. We have to be careful. But most of them are relatively... The ones who would really need baby proofing are too young to like get up and move around much. So that's not so much of an issue. Decorating our home is kind of a difficult thing for us to answer, honestly. Sorry. What you doing? What was that? You still like hats? I do. I do like hats. I actually like hats a lot. Need to wear them more often. How long have you had mangoes? Since like mid to late December. Yes. Wait, you mean like the blue light or the fairy lights? The blue light can be pretty much any color. The fairy lights are just normal LED lights. Okay, I'm going. What did you do? You okay? Serafina? Alright, baby? Where I just heard her knock something down, but she sounds fine. Oh, there you are! Did you jump in the bath? Is that what you did? Not full, so don't worry. But I think she jumped in the bath. Okay, I've got like a blue glitter, like an aqua blue glitter. Ooh, that actually looks really nice. Okay, I'm gonna apply that a bit more liberally. Can you not just be harassed? Bestie, I've been hoping for this my whole life. Oh, she's moved the blue light. That's what she did. One of them did at one point. This is so cute. Look at that blue. I actually really like this. I feel like Elsa. Let it go. Pixels of protection. No. No. What do you have? A knife. No. Thank you, Lotus. Yeah, I don't talk about littles. That is a boundary for us. Yeah, don't worry. The pixelated pickles of protection will sort themselves out. They always do. It's usually just a lag in Wi-Fi, because there's so many of you, our Wi-Fi is like, help! I am but peasant Wi-Fi. What do I do with this? This is like makeup that Chloe or Nadia would have done. Not sure how I feel about the blues with brown eyes. Oh, brown eyes. Not used to it. We usually do like warmer colours. Thank you for the offer about the lawyers. The only issue really is money. We're still raising funds to deal with the harassment of the, with the whole IP situation and stuff like that. Can you show which glitter again? Yes, it's a blue glitter called Mama Tutorials. It's this one here. That glitter, and then that silver one at the top is what I'm going to use next in the inner corner. The one at the top is called Ivy. No, I said it like that. Ivy. God damn, that's so pretty. Look at that. Sparkly boy. I think I'm dissociating. If I go a bit quiet for a second, it's because I'm dissociating. This feels like a water wheel turning over in my head a little bit. We're all good. Loving how strong you've gotten over the years. How do you know where the line between standing up for yourself and being easily irritated by other actions? I'm talking about what's next for you. I'm talking about what's best for you and not others. We generally draw the line between what is just generally somebody saying a not very nice thing, like we can let that go, versus where it actually steps over the line into being a safety issue, aka it affects or hurts us enough deliberately through either triggers or crossing boundaries to the point where it makes us unsafe, like it interferes with our mental health to the point where it's obviously deliberate and unsafe, or harassment to the level where it's like, well, that's breaking the law. So whether that be stalking, doxing, hacking, threatening, deliberately trying to damage our reputation by lying about us or bringing up things that they know will trigger us, that's something where obviously we need to step in to protect our system and defend ourselves because of that, because it affects our life and our health and the people around us. And in a lot of cases it is breaking the law, and a lot of things get, people get away with it on the internet, but they shouldn't, You should be able to stand up for yourself and say, actually, no, that's not okay, and I won't tolerate it because you're coming onto my platform. And it's okay to do that. In fact, it's recommended that you do that. Protect your peace and all that, I suppose. Also, you shouldn't have to stay silent to protect people who are harming you, which is another thing that system who got caught by our Held for Review section said, basically. Like, they said, think about your relationship. First of all, there is no relationship between the person who was harassing us at that time and us. There is no relationship at all. You have more subscribers, so there's a power imbalance. That doesn't mean that we should then just have to shut up and accept whatever happens to us and allow harassment and lies and defamation and threats and continuous deliberate triggering and harm just because we have more subscribers. The way I'd compare it would be like if you had two people, maybe in different departments. One of them has a higher position in the company, the other one has a lower position in the company. Let's say that a man who was a low position in the company was sexually harassing his boss. Should the boss then just not do anything and accept that sexual harassment or bullying or, blackmail or whatever might be happening because she has a high position? No. No, you don't have to accept abuse. Doesn't matter what the power imbalance is. There's an issue with power imbalance if there is abuse happening from the person in power. If there is abuse happening from the person who is not in power, that doesn't mean that the person who has more influence should just have to accept that abuse. That's not how the law works, and it's just not moral at all. No one should have to accept or deal with abuse, and nobody should have to protect abusers by not acknowledging or speaking about it. Thank you, Tori. Have you ever dealt with chronic emotional numbness? I've been struggling for years, so I was wondering if you have any tips. I'm dissociating, sorry. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. I'm numb a lot of the time too now, and I think that it's just your brain shutting down to try and protect you. It might be that you're stuck in fight or flight. And your parasympathetic nervous responses are all over the place. Whoa, I'm sorry, I'm really dissociating. Give me a minute, I will try and answer that. Hold on a minute. We love you too. And yeah, of course, we'll never think that abuse is okay in any situation. Neither is silencing abusers. Sorry, neither is silencing people who are being abused to somehow protect the abusers. And also, I think that when it gets to this kind of level, writing it off as being drama is ridiculous. Also, another thing that person said was that they said, I hope that you'd have learned your lesson from all this drama. Yeah, the lesson I learned was to stand up for ourselves and not be silent and just accept other people abusing us in order to try and protect them. Because the only place that landed us was in the hospital with a one-sided opinion being spread around all over the internet that we're still feeling fallout for now, and them walking away having learned absolutely nothing with all the power, and continuing to abuse us years later. So yeah, that's what we learned from this drama. And I'm fuming about that. That whole message was, I was slack-jawed. Slack-jawed. Oh, I'm dissociating as fuck, sorry. We're not triggered, I'm just dissociating, I think. Yes, hydration check, everybody. I think we're done with the eyeshadow. This won't be much longer, don't worry. I think I'm gonna use... There's a colour here called Underground, which is like a sort of bronzy colour. A bronzy silver. I'm gonna highlight my brow bone with that. Ooh, that's kind of pretty actually. It's like a rusty, peachy colour? Glitter? Shimmer? I've been using the same brush for all of this, by the way, so far. Which is what we usually do. Very small shimmer. Yes. Okay, eyebrows time. Oh my god, every time the pickles come out. Sonic Underground. Sonic Underground. That was a fucking banging theme tune. Hi, Big Mike. Hope you've been healing well. My apologies, you're dealing with these low levels of humility and compassion. Also, how's Mara doing? Thank you very much. I may sneeze. I'm related, but I might sneeze. Hold on. I'm gonna mute myself. Just didn't happen. It didn't happen. How is Mara doing? I haven't heard from her in a while. There's been too many other people near the front who are dealing with like wintertime trauma, so we haven't heard from her. But I feel like we would have heard from her if she wasn't doing well, so I'd assume she's doing just fine. Joshua, thank you all for being an inspiration and so strong. Thank you for being here. Sam, we love you guys. Thank you for live streaming. Thank you for watching us live stream. Really nice to hang out with you. I know this one's going on a while. I hope that's okay. Are you guys bored yet? Are you all bored yet? My vision is like so blurry right now because I'm dissociating. I'm just hoping that whatever I'm doing is right. I feel like I'm like in a cutscene at the minute. Like I don't need to use the controls. The game is just doing its thing in the cutscene. So if I mess up, that's life's fault. Like that was absolutely my own fault. Boom. Small progress. Was there an American accent that came out? Fuck knows. Is this still Kaya? Not fully. Not fully. Aw. That's so sweet. Aw, you guys are all so lovely. Oh, Mango, hi. She's on my lap. Hi, baby. Are you here to help me do makeup? Can't go in there. That's where the computer and the makeup is. Not enough room for you in there, baby. There's just not enough room for you. Sorry. Enough room for you up there. Why didn't you go in here? Soft. Little bag for you. Little bag. Doing a dissociate. Yeah, we love Ghibli movies. Close to the chat NPC, and now we're giving you a side quest. We love you too. Thank you. Yeah, Mango's growing real fast. I'm still dissociating. Hydration check, everybody. I think it's Mike and Red with me at the minute, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, ragdolls are the only breed of cat we've ever had, and we got them because we wanted essentially a therapy cat, a companion animal that would help us with our symptoms, and because we're all animal lovers and always have been. No, we can't get Mara to front. Yeah, so ooh, hold on, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm shifting around because our body hurts a lot. But that's normal, it's nothing to worry about, it's fine. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. Yes, we do still have coffee and muffin. What am I on? What am I? Oh, cats. Yeah, so yeah, that's why we got them. And we chose ragdoll cats because they're bred to be really, really affectionate. They're almost puppy-like. They're indoor cats, and we wanted something that would be basically, we were really, really lonely because of our disabilities and our agoraphobia and pain, CFS, all that stuff. And we don't really live near any friends. We're alone in the house almost all the time, and obviously we work on YouTube, so we work from home, so we're here alone all the time. And we have our guinea pigs, but they're not the most conscious animals. Like they're of limited intelligence, and we love them, they're adorable, but they're not quite the same as having a cat or a dog or something like that. And also they don't live as long. So we wanted something that would, help us ground with like soft fur, something to play with, something that would make us need to get up and, give us a reason to live, because I mean, they're relying on us. We just wanted something to love. We've been alone for a long time. We haven't dated or anything like that. We don't intend to. We're too traumatized after the last time. So yeah, we just needed something to love. We're very loving and affectionate people, and it didn't have anywhere to go, and that was just triggering us even more. So we picked animals that would enjoy being around us. We'd never pressure them to be around us or force them to be around us, but we wanted something where, that's in their nature, because we don't want bothering something that just wants to be left alone or outside or only wants a bit of attention. So ragdolls were the perfect breed for that, because they are extremely affectionate animals that always want to be around the owners. Very, very cuddly, generally lap cats, indoor bred, low energy, very, very fluffy and soft, low maintenance. It was ideal. Mango is very intrigued by the guinea pigs. She's less, yes, get a third cat, just get all the cats. Yeah, we always used to be like dog people, but dogs are an awful lot more work because of our, CFS and agoraphobia and stuff like that. We wouldn't be able to go outside and take them for walks, really. So cats were the one. Is it normal for otters to have different relationships with animals? Yeah. Oh, that's cute. It's so sweet that you all have different relationships with Simba. That's adorable. We could live in any country and take our kitties with you. Where would you want to live? Somewhere safe, somewhere with good healthcare, somewhere where we'd be looked after. We're not good at learning languages. We've never been good at learning languages. We would try for wherever we'd move to, but if they spoke a lot of English there, that would help ease the transition. Yes, say them for me, please, right now. How does voting work for systems? It's different for every system. I know some systems take, like, they have their own poll before they go. For us, most of us lean the same way for, like, between left and right type thing. We're very left-wing or liberal. So we're not, none of us are going to be, like, voting conservative or anything like that, so we've never really had an argument with the system about it. It's always been, okay, well, who's the most likely to... I'm pretty sure ever since we've been able to vote, I'm pretty sure the Conservatives have been in power. So every time we voted, it has been to get whatever would get the Conservatives out of power, because it's just, well, you can see what they've done to our country. Not to get political or anything like that. We saw something earlier today, though, that was like, the UK is at risk of, or has a very short time period to change some stuff going on before we are labelled among the countries that are considered to be human rights abusers. And then we were like, oh, Jesus, fuck me. It'd be nice to go somewhere hot. I'd like to go somewhere hot. We don't do well with cold weather at all. As you can see, we're wearing like 5 million layers right now. We had that heated booty thing. We've got a blanket on. And it's expensive to heat the house and stuff here. So yeah, we're layered up. We don't like the cold. So somewhere tropical with like lots of sunshine and vitamin D and nature would be really nice. Somewhere that makes us want to be alive, be outside. And we love learning about different cultures and history and stuff like that. We'd really like to travel. I think that would be really nice. I'd love to come to Malaysia. For Tori's super chat that we missed. Thank you, Lotus. Early symptoms. The first thing that we noticed was that still my foot, Mango, was Mango attacking our foot apparently. Hey, that's my foot. Wait, it's just my foot. Ow, my sock. There's a foot in that. Was hearing voices. Hey, you might notice people saying you seem very different on different situations or different days, or people who recognise what switches can look like or dissociation can look like, saying that you do that. Wait, get off my foot. Get off my foot. What are you doing? Ow, that was my foot on the chair. What are you doing? Are you trying to play with my foot? Are you trying to play with my foot? Are you trying to climb up my leg via my leggings? What are you trying to do? Sorry, hold on. What are you doing? There's cat fluff all over this chair and my leggings. Got you. Oh, he's got you. Got you. Yeah. Yeah. It's a toy, huh? You have so many toys and I can't see any. Are they all in the hallway? She's gone back in the boot. Alright. That's alright. I didn't need to be warm. You're fine. Sorry, I'm dissociating. I love how you talk to your cats. Thank you. And yes, we managed to pay that off in installments with the money from the crowdfunder, and also we also put all our excess money that doesn't go into taking care of the cats and ourselves for like food and stuff like that. All our other money goes into privately paying for the rest of the bills for legal. So we're not just relying on the fundraiser. What is taken from the fundraiser is whatever we can't pay ourselves. So we're also still paying out of pocket for the legal stuff. Jesus, sorry, I'm really dissociating. But yeah, we paid. It goes straight to our lawyers, who deserve it. But I think some people assumed that, you know, we're just keeping all the rest of our money, which we'd be well in our rights to do, and then, you know, just using the fundraiser to pay legal fees. But, you know, we're not. We're using off our money and then filling in what we can't pay by using the fundraiser, because it's just so much money. You go to a therapist or psychiatrist for DID. At the moment, we go to a therapist, but she's a DID specialist. Our last diagnosis that we had of DID was from a psychiatrist, and that was on the NHS. And before that, it was from Remy at the Pottergate Centre, who's also involved with the project in the pinned comment that you should absolutely go and check it out, because I'm really excited about that. It's amazing and it deserves the chance to be born. Hello. It's really frustrating when you're like dissociating, but you're not gonna switch. No, we're not doing podcasts anymore. Not the candid podcasts. That's over now. There are posts on the community tab about what happened with that, but unfortunately that won't be continuing. And I'm not up to date on what's going on, but there's potential that Braided may start their own one. So if you did enjoy Candid Podcast, then you should go and see if they do their own one, because I'm sure it will be brilliant. We just won't be involved in it. You can still listen to it. It's still on Spotify. We did the same thing that we did with Sanity, which was we made it through Anchor, and then Anchor distributes it to other sites. With Sanity, though, you can't see that on YouTube or anywhere else because we deleted it from everywhere we could. But because we'd deleted the Gmail account, because we deleted the YouTube channel, which was connected to the Gmail account, that meant that we then couldn't remove it from... No, we removed it from... Yeah, we removed... Oh god, it's so fun. It's either still on Spotify because we couldn't get into Anchor because we deleted the email address because it was connected to the YouTube channel, which we deleted. We were deleting everything and then didn't realise that we weren't already logged in to the Anchor account to delete the Anchor account to delete it from Spotify, or it was that we deleted the Anchor account, but because Anchor distributes it to Spotify, we couldn't get it off Spotify. Either way, yeah, it's up there, but we can't get rid of it. There's nothing we can do because the account that created it doesn't exist anymore. Like the whole email, the Gmail doesn't exist, so we can't log into it because the email's gone. So yeah, you can still listen to me and Braided's one there and on the YouTube as well, if you want to listen to it. But I don't think it's monetized anymore or anything like that, so you'll have no ads or anything. eyeliner. Some eyeliner is here. I am also somewhere else today. I'm gone. Hydration check. Thank you very much. Yeah, mods are doing freaking amazing. By the way, mods, if you're done and you need to go, let me know and we'll just end the stream. Do not worry. Favorite fantasy animal? Probably like a unicorn or a dragon or something. I don't know if Red and Ken will do an introduction video. I don't think Ken will. Will you? Will anybody? Hello? I feel like my head is full of mush. I've got no idea if they're close or far away or what. Turn some blush on. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. You can't be near the front right now, baby. You gotta go. You gotta go. The pinned link? Okay, so there is an amazing feature-length film that is in the works. It's looking for funding, and it's being made about a person who finds out that they have DID, and then they learn that they're actually an alter themselves, and it moves forward along their whole healing journey and everything that happens. I can't tell you too much about it, obviously, because it would be a spoiler, but it's being... there are advisors on board, like Remy, who has 30 years of experience with DID and in dissociation, and has been leaders in some of the biggest... oh, Lord. I would recommend reading the link, because it's going to be able to explain right now better than I can. But it's going to be amazing. We're also one of the advisors on it, and we really hope that it gets the funding it needs to actually go into production, because that would be phenomenal. Us doing blush was adorable. All our pets in a video, we could definitely do that. We didn't watch Moon Knight in the end. Your system has a crest? That's awesome. No, I disagree. That's not sad. That's awesome. Any updates from Sia? No, really. She hasn't been around as much as we'd like, or that she'd like. Yeah, that was a little popping a bit too close for a second there with the blush. I noticed because I was doing the whoop, 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 and then I was like, oh, whoa, no, get back. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Should we try? Doing 4 slashes. Yeah, we get overwhelmed waves of emotion that aren't ours too. You can't be here, baby. You need to go. Got a little that's a little bit too close to the front. They're not in the front, so it's okay, but they're just a little bit too close. Mike is an alter in our system who's been around for ages. Probably a decade or more, right? Yeah, like a decade or more. You okay? He's... oh, the app we use is called Antar. He used to be an alter who was very insistent on us not getting help. He would stop us from going... is this cool? Talk about this? I've spoken about it before. He used to stop us from going to therapy. in like 2018. And did not get on with Chloe at all very well. He kind of kept to himself within the system. You used to be around the forest a lot, didn't you? I'm not entirely sure where he lives. Like, some alters inside have places to live. Some people, like, don't. Which cat, Nyla? Please give them cuddles from us. But now he's chill. He gets on really well with Jake. Which I've seen some confusion about this. People getting confused with Jake and Jack. So Jake was Kyle's brother. I don't really consider him to be my brother, sort of, kind of, but not really. And he gets on really well with me, obviously, as in Mike gets on really well with me. His main favourite thing to do is winding me up. But we talk about memes a lot together. We have like a pretty similar vernacular in the way we type and talk. So does Red, actually. Like, the three of us get on really well. Mike is a bit bemused by Red. And also by me and Red and Kem's new sort of interactions with each other now that they exist. Some of the interactions on Antar have been quite amusing. It's always a bit weird when there are new people in the system and everyone has to create their own sort of relationships with each other. And everyone has to find a way to fit into the system and, you know, figure out what their roles are and how they're going to interact with each other. Sorry, Red is also R, so he was... No, you don't have to want or enjoy communication with the others. It helps if you do communicate. But you don't have to, like, be besties. I mean, I'm not close or friends with way more than half of our system. What was I saying? Yeah, it's a journey. I put them on way too far, like, to the outside of my eyes. I'm so dissociated, guys. Yeah, not everyone has, like, a set role in a system. I did that wrong. This is not how those eyelashes are supposed to go. What? This is what I'm on about with the whole, like, Nin was better. Like, it just worked when Nin did it. I don't even know where I went wrong here, but I can tell that it's not right. You know? I couldn't tell you why. But I can tell you that it's not. Sorry, I keep knocking the table with my legs. Yeah, honestly, quite often a sort of PSA has to be sent through the system. But usually only a handful of us will actually get that PSA. Because communication is hard. I have a question. I'm considering becoming a clinical psychologist to help those with DID. Do you have any advice on how to go about doing so? I would actually watch the MF network on TickTock. They are a psychologist and they also have DID. And they talk about, like, how they got there. I think that would be really helpful. They are in Wales, though. I don't know where in the world you are and what the process would be like for you. But I definitely recommend checking them out and asking them, because they generally do answer questions on, like, how they went down that route. because they didn't until like a little later in life. I am gone, and I don't feel like I'm coming back. You know what I mean? When you've dissociated and then that's that. Thank you, Otaku Nerd. Put on a lippy thing, and then that may be it for today. I'm sorry, guys. Straight on my teeth. And my, yeah, great. Everything is going wrong. I don't like that. I really don't like that. What have I done? I thought I liked this. Don't I usually like this? Doesn't Kaya use? Who the fuck am I? I feel like I'm on cloud 9. It's just fucking dissociation. Oh my god. Oh, I feel so dysphoric with this makeup on. No. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, these are coming right off. Sorry. There you go. Some makeup and it's coming off. No. Ah, that felt horrible. Oh god. Got a really strong sudden wave of wrong. Just feel really, really wrong. Well, not Kaya. Oh fuck. Yeah, this is gonna be uploaded again. Oh. I don't want to be seen like this. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm sorry. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. No, I just don't want to be in makeup. I don't like it. Alright, we'll speak to you soon, guys. Thank you so much, Olive. Yes, take care of yourselves. Get out of the way.